Introducing the Paddy Power World Darts Championship.
Luke Humphries, congratulations. Off and running, comprehensive display there. Happy with that one?
Yeah, it was decent performance. I think Abdullah played a lot better than he has done the last 2 years against me. So he did actually play some good legs, and I feel like tonight I played even better than I have done myself against him before. So yeah, I'm quite happy with my performance. Yeah.
First run out since the World Championships. We've seen a little bit of rust from other players as well. Did you feel any? Because that's the standout performance so far.
Not really. I think the difference between me in the last few years coming into World Series is usually I have a kind of a 7 to 10 day break of not throwing darts, and I sort of come into the Bahrain Masters really not having much practice. But I kind of didn't do that this year actually. I had maybe 3 days off, and then I was straight on the practice board, and didn't have that little bit of time off. I didn't want to come here a bit rusty, to be honest. I wanted to come here and start the season off a little bit better than I usually do. Whether that happens or not, who knows? But yeah, I just tried my best to keep in the flow a little bit more. And yeah, maybe that was left off a little bit from the World Championships. I don't think I played too bad at the Worlds. I was scoring really well. So yeah, I've kind of kept on the ball a little bit this year.
You talk like the Worlds, and obviously Kian doing what he's done. He's come into this mix now. It's just quite nice that people aren't just talking about you and Luke anymore. There's almost a third wheel to this conversation now, and it's not just about the two of you.
Well, yeah, I mean, I still think it is about the two of us. For someone else to come into that mix, you've got a lot to prove. You can't make a couple of major finals and all of a sudden it's like three people. You've got to consistently do it for many major tournaments. The last 2.5 years, I've made 50 major finals, and I think Luke's made about 50 major finals, and someone else has got to do 50 major finals and then go, okay, you could be in that mix. You can't make a couple of major finals and be in it. So. I still think me and Luke are the two best players in the world at this moment consistently, but Jan's definitely shown that level that can challenge us and be a part of that sort of elite. But it's not about being in two players. There could be 10 players. There's 10 players that are good enough anyway. So I think there's definitely two that are at the top. They're consistent, but there's so many players below us that are just as good. But they just need to perform at a consistent level like we have.
I remember speaking to you last year that you said after the World Championships you were going to try something new. You were going to be brave, that you've had prototypes before that you've practiced well with and then wouldn't use them in a game. Are we close to that moment for Luke Humphries to putting away the old ones and having a go with something new?
Yeah, very close actually. Very, very close. I think you're going to see me throw something new very soon. Obviously, it's not like I've not started the season off doing it. We're just not ready for them to be here yet. We're trying so many different things. New shirt. Yeah, I'm very superstitious. I've got new shoes on, new bag, rucksack. I've got new darts coming, new playing shirt. All these type of things that usually I'm kind of like I don't do it. So yeah, I'm just taking away that mold of trying to be too superstitious and thinking it's not really holding me back. So yeah, I'm going to try new darts, new shirts, all these different things I'm doing now. So yeah, you are going to see a new set coming out very soon, though, from me to use on the big stage. Just got to make sure they're right. Got to make sure they're right.
Yeah. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, Phil. Cheers, mate.
Well done, Luke.
Thank you.
Another whitewash win over in Bahrain. These are becoming quite regular, and it's the same opponent on the end of it. What was your reaction when the draw came out and it was Abdullah again?
Yeah, of course, a little bit disappointed because you want to play someone different, and I was hoping, obviously, I've had a bit of time to spend with Abdullah when I've been in Bahrain, and he's a really nice bloke, and I think he just wants to play someone different, a bit of experience to play, maybe Luke Littler or Michael Van Gerwen, and he just wants to, maybe, but he's obviously really happy to play me and stuff, and I feel really bad to keep beating him 6-0 every time, but of course, it's business up there. I'm here to showcase my talent, and that's the whole reason I'm here, but. Yeah, of course, a little bit of disappointment because you don't want to play the same person every time. You want to play someone new. You want to test yourself. I want to play, the other players. But of course, the draw is a draw. Obviously, Lawrence Largan and Nathan, they seem to be sort of connected a little bit at the moment. So it's just one of them things. I'm pretty sure next year, if I'm back here, hopefully it's not going to be the same draw.
A lot of travelling at the start of the year with Bahrain, Saudi, and then obviously into the Premier League. Is that quite tough coming straight after less than 2 weeks out after the World Championship?
Not for someone like me. I'm experienced. I'm used to this. I'm doing this for 3, 4 years now. I'm doing this all the time, this is what I know my life entails, and it's not something that I'm going to moan about or anything, because I know that this is what it is. For the newer players that are not used to it, they'll enjoy the first year, the second and third and the fourth year. It gets tougher for them. I think all the newer players that say new Premier League players, like they think they're going to play in everything, but you're not going to. You're going to miss big tournaments, and you're going to get burnout and all these type of things. So it's going to be interesting to see all the new players how they're going to handle it. But for me now, I think after my third, fourth year, I think I've got it sussed to know what I need to do and stuff, and it takes a bit of time to understand that.
You sort of allude to it there. You got Jan and Josh Rock now, the new boys in the Premier League. What do you think they're going to learn this year that you learnt in those first couple of years when you were in the Premier League, you were playing World Series, and you were sort of jetting all over the world, I guess?
Yeah, I think the main thing they'll learn is how hard it is to be on the tour full time. When you're playing every World Series, every Premier League night, every European tour, like some of them think they're going to do, you'll find out the burnout does happen. You kind of go from the Worlds and you're playing so great. I've said that World Championship with myself. And last year, Michael had that great World Championships with Luke. Obviously, Luke's a different kettle of fish. He's the one that's performing consistently all the time. But people like me, Gian, and Michael, the last three world finalists, you kind of think you're just gonna keep going all the time, and it doesn't happen like that. You get burnt out, you get tired, and it does take a lot out of you. So yeah, I think the people like Josh and Gian will learn that you just can't do everything. I think Gian, like, I spoke to Gian the other week, and I was like, "What are you going to miss?" He's like, "I'm going to do every Euro tour," and I'm like, you probably won't, because you'll kind of find halfway through it, you'll realize it gets a lot tougher than people think. So that's why I think they'll experience, they'll kind of understand how hard it is. But I think they'll do really well. I think they'll flourish. They're young, they're fit, they're healthy. And, that is really what's important. If you're young, fit, and healthy, then you should be able to do most things. But I'm not as young as them anymore. So yeah, I have to try and pick and choose what I want to do.
Okay. Thank you, Luke. Well done, mate.
Hi,
Thank you.
hi, Luke. Good to see you again. Well done tonight.
Great.
What's your biggest superstition?
Pretty much everything that I've used to doing playing before a game. Like, I always wear the same set of shoes for the whole year. I have the same bag, rucksack that I take with me. Do the same rituals on the stage, or touch the floor. Just all these little things, but kind of think, it's superstitions. They really don't stop you from achieving, really. Sometimes I've forgotten to do certain things and I've still won and played brilliant. So there's so many superstitions that you do that you kind of don't really need to do. But yeah, I've got a new rucksack now, which I know sounds strange to others, and you're probably going to enjoy this. Probably going to be your top story, but I've got a new one. So yeah, just little things that you just want to think, I'm going to change that, and just change little habits that you feel like if you don't have them, they're not going to make you successful. Which of course I've changed them habits and still been really successful tonight.
Will there be any little notes of Leeds United in a new shirt?
Say that again.
Will there be any sort of notes of Leeds United, a bit of yellow somewhere in the white?
No, not really. Yeah, I think as much as I love Leeds United, I do and I don't, but of course, to my shirt, I keep it separate. My football team is my football team. Being a dart player is completely different. I'm not Luke Humphries, Leeds United. I'm Luke Humphries, call and Luke, the dart player, and I keep them separate. Unless we're in the Leeds Premier League night, then of course you're going to see a special one there. But it's going to be kind of similar to the one I've got, but a little bit different, a little bit more better, I think. A little bit more like something gives the fans, my fans, a little bit more of something fresh.
And just finally from me, just what you were alluding to earlier on, seems to feel like you're reinventing yourself a little bit, just making a 2.0 version of Luke Humphries. Is that just to give you an extra boost into the year, to sort of reinvent yourself a little bit? Maybe sort of, because you're going into a Premier League, which you're the defending champion, but is there something else just to give you an extra little 5% maybe?
I'm always trying to be fair, Phil. I'm always trying to find something that's a better version of myself. I'm one of the players out there, out of everybody, that really does try and find something different, tries to be the better version of themselves. And I am trying all the time to be a better player, better person, try and keep my demeanor on the stages, chilled and not be too erratic and get too disappointed. All these I'm trying it every year. I'm trying to be a better version of myself. And this year I think I'll probably be a bit more relaxed, because I think so many years after I won the Worlds, the last 2 years anyway, I'm trying to please everyone. I'm trying to please the PDC. I'm trying to please myself. I'm trying to please my family. I'm just going to play and just let whatever happens happens. I'm just going to enjoy it and enjoy my career because I'm still young and I feel like I've still got a lot more to give. So for myself, just relax, enjoy it, and just see what can happen with my career.
Great stuff. Listen, thanks for your time.
Thank you, man.
Luke, how you doing?
Very good. You right?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. Just looking ahead to Saudi. By all accounts, there'll be no alcohol in the crowd. It's going to be a very strange atmosphere for darts event. You've gone from Ali Pali, when people are consuming 9 pints a session. So I wonder what you think you're going to anticipate. You're going to expect when you walk on the hockey.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a very respectful atmosphere. It's going to be good. I think the key thing to understand is it doesn't take alcohol to have a good night. I think a lot of people think if you don't drink that you can't have a good night, but I think that the Saudi people are very respectful and they will really be looking forward to seeing the great talents of what we produce. So yeah, I don't think that there being no alcohol, there's going to be a terrible atmosphere. But what we need to understand is when you go to places like Saudi or Japan, these countries are respectful people. They don't cheer out. They don't jump out their seats. They're just going to be really satisfied to sit back and enjoy a great sport and get to see what we do. So yeah, I think it's going to be very respectful, but I think they're going to appreciate what they're seeing as well.
I mean, there's a lot of controversy around Saudi, but I don't expect you to know the geopolitics of the Middle East. But do you think it was inevitable that darts was going to follow boxing and snooker and football and F1 there, basically? Because it seems like
Yeah,
every
of
sport.
course. Yeah, for sure. Because we kind of Saudi's become this new hotspot of all the sports, and I think you've seen like you see the I think it was the Super Cup. Was it the La Liga
Yeah,
Super maybe it was the Super Cup?
yeah, Milan as
So
well.
yeah,
Yeah,
they want to see different sports. They want a tourism there, and they want to just experience all these different sports. And yeah, it was inevitable. That was what's the word? I think I said that wrong.
inevitable.
Inevitable.
Yeah,
Inevitable.
yeah.
Inevitable that it was going to happen that darts went there as well, and yeah, hopefully we have a good tournament.
I'm sorry if you've been asked this, but I had to join late. That £200,000 for the 10 darts, etc. It's going to be weird, isn't it, to throw 9 darter, albeit get 75 grand, and then have to throw another dart at the ball. Because normally when you get a 9 darter, the leg's over, you move on to 501 again, don't you, basically?
I don't think it's going to be weird. I think it's going to be fun. Yeah, I think it's going to be great. Of course it is. For the player, it's a lot of excitement. You know, it's going to be hard because usually when you've hit 9 dart, you want to celebrate and give all your adrenaline away. Maybe if you hit that 9, that you might have to sort of rein yourself in and be like, well, I've hit the 9, great. Let me just relax a little bit, try and hit that bullseye, and then you can give it the big beans. But it's going to be a different situation, but yeah, I think it's going to be interesting and decent. These little things, I find them fun. I think they're great. It's a little incentive for the players to go on and, and create a bit of drama. And for that at least 30 seconds that everyone's going to be anticipating you go for that ball, it's going to be exciting. So yeah, all these little things, I find them good. I think it's good for the sport.
Is the bullseye the hardest thing to hit on the dartboard because of the size
Well,
of
it
it?
is, yeah.
Or actually, is it easy because you're doing it all the time before the
No,
match?
no, no. It's the
Or-
hardest. It's hardest because of the circle
Yeah.
size of it. It's harder. So yeah, of course it's harder. But you're not gonna. They're not gonna. You're not gonna just throw biggest target and get £100,000. If you're gonna get another 100, then it has
Yeah.
to be at the smallest target. So yeah, it's probably the right way.
Well, good luck. Thank you, Luke.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Luke.
Hello, mate.
We've just been talking to Nathan about the Premier League lineup. Have you paid much attention to the Premier League lineup and the wildcard picks, and what do you think of it?
Yeah, I paid loads of attention to myself.
Yeah,
As long as I was in. Yeah, I mean, you can sit here and you can always say, he should be in, he should be in. There's only one person I think that probably should have been in, maybe Nathan, to be honest. Yeah, I think he probably should feel a little bit hard done by because he was probably that better player. He won a lot of tournaments, but I'm not the selector. I let them do what they got to do. But yeah, I think he could have found himself a little bit unlucky just from the fact of he probably won more tournaments than anybody else in that, top four obviously selects itself, but below that, he probably won more than anybody. And the only person I would have said set in stone with Johnny Clayton because I thought he had a fantastic season. But the whole good thing about the Premier League is that there's an argument about who should be and who shouldn't be in because if it selects itself, it's not as fun. So yeah, I'm gutted because he's one of my best mates, but you know, what can you do? It's he has to come back fighting like I did that year that I didn't get selected and prove himself the year after.
Would you have liked to have seen your old mate Ryan Searle have a get in there or getting in the future after his good one at Ali Pali?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, selfishly, I'd have picked him myself, but I don't. You can't just have that one good run of the World Championships and be selected. You know, unless you make the final, you have to prove a lot more. I mean, if he'd have made a major final somewhere else in in the year, then he probably would have had a great chance. But you know, when you've not done nothing throughout the whole year and then you make a semi-final of the Worlds, it's just not enough. You have to do a lot more around it. So, you know, obviously, selfishly, I'd love to have seen him in it, but I hope that you know he's in the mix for World Series events and stuff because now he's world number 8. You know he's in that league. You know the PDC needs to look at him, and you know I hope that he does get selected and give him a few World Series, give him a little bit of a chance. You know, a bit of experience and see what he's got in the big leagues.
And as the defending champion, you've achieved a lot in the last few years. Where does that winning the Premier League sit within all you've achieved?
Yeah, top 3. Yeah, of course. You know, winning the World's as first, match play second. Premier League third, and then World Cup fourth. So of course, it's something that I'd love to retain. But you know, for this year, I do think there's a lot of heavy scorers in there, so it's going to be tough. Just get myself in that top 4, and then I give myself a good chance to retain it.
Introducing the Paddy Power World Darts Championship.